What's up, people? It is Tuesday, the 25th of April, and I am about to go to rehearsal for the upcoming Higgins show, which is in less than a week. We actually already have our set together, or rather we already have more than enough material to play, and are already talking about arranging things for a recording. And it's a real cool project because Greg and I are in many ways total opposites, and as a result the sparks just fly when we play. We've been writing a lot together. It's been really fun. But right quick before I go to rehearsal, I wanted to share that I received a package from an old VC member. Old meaning that this is a member of the vinyl community who's been around for many years. I don't know if Gary's made any videos recently, but he used to make videos a lot, and we've exchanged before. Gary Betorn is his name. And Gary got a hold of me recently, said he wanted to send me some stuff, and it came yesterday. So nice of you, Gary. And here's what he sent me. I appreciate it all. I'll share this and then I'll babble a little bit. Gary is one of those collectors who tries to collect everything by people he likes. And when I was able to spend more freely, I collected the same. But I had to stop on many bands. It just, after a while I had to stop. One of those bands for the longest time, one of my favorite bands, is Genesis. And Gary knows this. And so when you come at 12-inch singles, resale value have really very little except for particular ones. So a lot of times in the dollar bins you come across 12-inch singles. And so I bet you this is how Gary came across this Land of Confusion 12-inch. B-side, Feeding the Fire, and then now, of course, as a Genesis fan, I already have a copy of this 12-inch, but mine is a UK. I didn't have an American 12-inch single. Not that it's a big deal, but it's still it's a nice addition because I didn't have this particular version. Thank you, Gary. I also have great respect for Phil Collins and do have his solo records. This doesn't have the Obi, but Gary sent me a Japanese pressing of Phil's second solo album, Hello, I Must Be Going. And I really appreciate this. Even though the Obi isn't here, what is to be appreciated about Japanese pressings is that they really are high quality. And when you play them, you can hear it. You can hear the difference. And I popped this on for a little bit yesterday. Sure enough, it's a sweet Japanese pressing. When I'm in the mood, I'll listen to Phil Collins. Again, he has my utmost respect for his drumming and how that drumming has helped to shape my life. Gary, thank you for sending me this Japanese single also, One More Night by Phil Collins. I love singles, and Japanese singles. Japanese pressings in general are just the coolest. Really appreciate these, Gary. Thank you so much. Two more. So when I could afford to, I used to collect XTC, and then I couldn't because they put out so much stuff. But I did not have this on this version of the 12-inch. I have the original UK, but this is Dear God, Grass, Extrovert, a couple other songs on the American 12-inch. So again, Gary, you're an astute observer, and you must have a good memory. As you said, you try to pick stuff that you didn't think I had, and no, I didn't have this. And the last one I show is the icing on the cake. This is really nice, Gary. Thank you so much. He sent me this XTC picture label 12-inch XTC Live and More. Japanese, no obi, no big deal, Gary, but I know what you mean. As a collector, we do like having the obis on these Japanese. When it comes to resale on Japanese stuff, if you have the obi, that strip, the price, the price goes up. I'm not looking to sell anything, if at all possible. I have one other one of these with a huge oversized label from Japan. These are cool. Gary, thank you so much. And I offered Gary something in return, but turns out that he's moving, has everything packed up, and so he can't even look to see if he has it already. But this is appreciated, and it's a back and forth. It's not a one-way street here. Thank you so much, Gary. Let me put this away. As I had mentioned to you in a couple of videos earlier, that people have been reaching out, leaving messages, asking questions, trying to start conversations. And I thought, well, it just seems to be human nature. If I say something about it, that it will actually increase. And sure enough, it has. And isn't that interesting? You know, it's like you'll say, please, I want less of this, and you actually get more. I understand actually how this works, but I'm not being rude, and don't take it personal, but people writing and trying to get me to start a conversation, no, I don't have time. And even when I do have the time, most of the time that's not what I want to do. I would be, like I said, if I met you in person, it'd be another story. With that in mind, if you folks that watch my videos, and if you read the comments on my last video, another person who's still in the VC, who I wasn't sure was still here, left some comments, and we had a conversation, and I think it's worth reading. Memphis Vinyl Jim. I've never met him or his wife, but I consider them friends. And our conversation illustrates something that I keep saying that I see very clearly, which is we all see life through the lens of our experience. Most people don't realize this. They just think that what they see is what is real. Our conversation illustrates how this is ongoing. And I don't know, I kind of enjoyed having a moment to try to explain my perspective even more clearly, because in a nutshell, what I responded to is something that we all deal with, which is in social interactions with others, we get impressions of other people, we make judgments of other people get impressions of us, people make judgments of us, people see us and see what we do after a while, and then they think they know us. But again, the bottom line is that what they're seeing is their impression of us. It's not who we are. And this was part of what came up. Go read it, okay? And since I'm the person who, when it comes to people giving me feedback about who I am, saying things like, well, you've changed, this is not the person I thought you were. Well, how can you tell me who I am when you're on the outside observing me, and I'm the person you're talking about? I know who I am. And this really has helped me so much in life once I started to realize this, that one of the biggest things that happens in life is that people tell each other what to do. People define each other, and we allow this to happen, mostly because we don't realize it's going on. But people live their entire lives either on top of the world or completely miserable because they've allowed others to tell them who they are, you know. And once I caught on to this, pardon me, I had a complaint that when I slurp and stuff that it's disgusting. Sorry, that's my body, okay? You're still watching, aren't you? Once I caught on to this, really started to understand this, is like, no, I'm not allowing anyone to tell me who I am. You can give me feedback, you can give me criticism, but I know who I am. You don't. And I know some people that really could use this point of view because they're constantly in psychological pain, constantly depressed because they're not being appreciated, or someone said something or did something, and the person doesn't realize that they've given this power to others. If you realize that other people are just people like you, and you place them above you in importance in your mind, they're not more important. We're the ones that put them there. Level the playing field. So it was good to have the exchange. I'm glad you're still around, Gary, Memphis Vinyl Jim. Glad you're around. I want to say on record that as a black American with my mind working, there is no way that I can say anything positive about Trump as president. He does not represent the American people, especially people of color. You've got to be kidding. If you remember, I wasn't an Obama supporter, so come on. Trump is a complete disaster, good Lord, don't even. What kind of bullshit is he doing today? Yeah, this is the Dereck Higgins channel where I talk about music and whatever else is on my mind. I have no intention of offending anyone, but me being myself is not offensive. If you keep watching, that's on you. You know, how absurd to think that, especially, not talking about you now, Memphis Vinyl Jim, but how absurd to think that an anonymous person, who may not even be a person, could be a spam bot, will leave a comment, especially a snide one, as though because you've left a comment, I'm going to change my life because of this comment. The comment in and of itself is rude and out of line, as far as I can see. So I'm just here being myself. I keep saying this over and over again, partially because of the double standard. Some don't understand what I'm saying, but I get shit. I get shit because I'm on here talking and because of the color of my skin. I can tell, I can tell in the comments, people are trying to be more clever all the time, and I'm just deleting this stuff. Because once they get the sting in, it doesn't sting anymore. It's just, again, okay, here's a person full of shit trying to shit on me, and I'm not having it because I don't deserve it.